Hi, this is Michelle at Layers of Learning. I'm going to talk to you today about the 4-year cycle. At Layers of Learning, we use a 4-year cycle to structure our curriculum. This is an element of classical style education, which means that children study all of world history in 4 years. The first year is ancient history, and then we go on to medieval history, and then colonial history, and finally modern history. The benefit of this method is that children study the same subjects, concepts, and facts repeatedly, which really cements the information. The fact that it is naturally at increasing depth as the child matures means that before they're analyzing why Rome fell, they have the facts, they get some of the information so that they can analyze it. They are asked to come up with their own experiments after they have already learned the background scientific knowledge and have practiced the form of a good scientific experiment. Another benefit is that with the 4-year cycle, it's easy to have all of your children on the same subject at the same time. So you can have a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, and an 11-year-old all doing the first year of Layers of Learning. And it doesn't matter if when you began the cycle, your child was 6 at the beginning. It's okay if they begin somewhere in the middle because it's a cycle. It comes around again. The other benefit is that the 4-year cycle provides an organized framework in general that allows for spontaneity, it allows you to go on rabbit trails, and it allows for your own personal pacing, but it's got this framework that helps you to get back on track again when you're ready. So you won't be leaving big gaps in your child's education, even if you decide to take a detour for a little while. With the history cycle at Layers of Learning, we start with ancient history, which goes from the beginning of civilizations, which is roughly 3500 BC, until the fall of the Roman Empire. And then we learn about Middle Ages history around the globe. And then next is colonial history from the Age of Exploration to the American War of Independence. And then finally, modern history, which goes up to the 21st century. So geography is a little different because there's no strict chronological progression. At Layers of Learning, we like to hit on every part of the globe every year so it's not so boring and so that you're really getting this well-rounded view of the whole world and not just focusing on one continent at a time. So we spend the first year learning about the continents in turn, one after the other. And we also learn about the physical Earth in that year. Then the second, third, and fourth years are all spent on different regions of the world, focusing down onto individual countries as you're going through units. And the second year, rather, is also spent on learning about mapping skills. So like latitude and longitude, compass rose, navigation, that kind of stuff is in the second year along with the country studies. And then the third year is spent on culture and how it shapes us. And the fourth year is about political systems that we live under and government and that sort of stuff. So it covers the countries of the world and cultures, but also geography concepts in every year. The science cycle is organized by the 4 branches. This is pretty straightforward. There's Earth and space, then biology, then chemistry, and finally physics, each of them being studied in turn. The art cycle tracks with the history, so we study art development, artists, and art movements through history. The first year of art also spends several units learning about the principles of art, how art works, the tools that artists use, that sort of thing. And the whole course, arts, is art history, but you're also doing tons of hands-on and getting lots of practical art practice and experience. So it's kind of a meld of both. The reason that we chose the 4-year cycle at first was simply the organization. It makes so much sense. It's so easy. But the second reason is that kids get to study at more depth as they go along, and the fact that they have learned before about a topic means that it's easier for them to go deeper into the topic the second time. You don't have to go back over the same minor facts. You can begin at a more deep level where they're starting to put together those facts into something more meaningful. Finally, we discovered that because of the 4-year cycle, we were able to do family school. We can all learn together at the same time because we can all come back around to the same subjects. It doesn't matter where we begin. It's a cycle, and we get to all learn together at the same time on the same subjects, but each child gets to learn at their own depth and their own ability level. Thank you for listening. Layers of Learning is a hands-on exploration, experimentation, and creativity curriculum for families who want to learn together.